I had my video, which I had previewed last time, was 9 over 9 minutes, and it somehow uh, it got cut in half. And I was at that video at the halfway point. I was discussing about how the rich don't need people sticking up for them because they practically write the laws. As a matter of fact, more and more they are getting involved, which are not. It's unconstitutional, but there's like the super Congress. That's total. That's not in the Constitution. That we should have a super Congress. You know, when you're in school, does it say anywhere where, well, you can go bypass the whole Congress and have some other people legislate? Because see, that's the legislative branch, and they're supposed to make legislation, but not a super Congress isn't supposed to make legislation of any kind. Anyway, that's kind of what we got. We got corporate lawyers and stuff that are like they were on the 9/11 Commission that are uh, doing, just bought off. They're bought and paid for before, just like the 9/11 Commission. Those people were all bought and paid for before they started, and they were told they had guidelines as to what they could investigate. Even they had the guy was involved in writing the book for uh, well, anyway, I um, that's another story. But um, the anyway, I was saying about the rich don't need help with their taxes and stuff because they it's just ridiculous. It's the poorest people that need the help, and the Republicans are just totally fascist now. They were bought and paid for years and years ago, and the Democrats aren't far behind. Maybe that's why they cut my video in half, because I was mentioning how the Republicans are just totally fascist and how the Democrats are not far behind, and that we don't have any left. Like people say, oh, you're too far to the left. There isn't any left, and there hasn't been any left for 30 years. Real leftists back 30 years ago were talking about the establishment, which is what we should all be talking about, because it is the establishment that's all screwed up now. It's like when I was explaining how the Bible is history, but it's a cockamamie history. Well, that's what we got. We got a cockamamie, extreme rightist kleptocracy right now, where they're stealing from the poor and middle class and giving it to the top 1%. Like the Queen of England, even people like that are getting money from our Federal Reserve. The she's got her scepter and this big rock under her, big rock of Gibraltar or wherever, from underneath her chair. Yeah, it comes all the way from the rock of Gibraltar. Or it comes. I mean, it's a rock. Like she's a supposedly a descendant from the pharaoh, from one of the pharaohs. But see, when they rewrite histories, it could be anything. Just like when I was explaining how when the Mexicans come up here, and some of them are taking over jobs where people have worked for 20 years, and they could end up rewriting our history. If they get all these head people, and taking over jobs where people have worked here their whole lives and lived here their whole lives and spoken English their whole lives and had English traditions their whole lives, and um, that they can all, and then these people come over here like we don't have any of our own traditions over here, and we need to eat more tacos and crap, and be more third worldly and have low wages, and act like have a slave mentality. And so yeah, they might cut this off again too, but um, it's you can't hardly speak the truth anymore anywhere in the whole world. Uh, Alex Jones is right when he says a prison planet. That's what we've become, a prison planet, where you know anything you say about like a rock underneath the Queen's chair can get you in trouble. You know, it's pathetic. She's pathetic. Bush and Obama were pathetic for going over there and bending down to the Queen, and they're carrying on all these old traditions that go back thousands of years, actually. And it's just to keep trillions, billions, and trillions of dollars in the hands of just a few people, you know, and then your minions underneath. And their minions are paid well, thank you. You know, they get paid millions and billions of dollars, like the CIA. You know, they get paid millions of dollars to be thugs and their wet work and all the crap that they do. Uh, you know, um, you know, they get paid well, thank you. They don't, you know, they don't care about what you think, or just as long as you don't have your free speech, as long as they can keep things top secret, you know. Oh, this is secret. This is state secret. Yeah, it's Rock of Gibraltar secret. Uh, all right. Well, I just wanted to get back part of my video that I do fight back. I don't like being manhandled by a bunch of scumbag people that are power freaks and think they're the king gods and all this crap. They aren't gods. And they really don't deserve to have trillions of dollars. Nobody deserves to have trillions. Really, people don't deserve to have billions of dollars because it's just too piggish. But you wouldn't understand that, would you? And the last thing I said on my video before was that, you know, okay, so what I say may sound negative. Well, if your house was on fire, would you want somebody to say, oh, I was going to tell you that your house was on fire, but it was too negative, so I didn't tell you. I didn't want to be too negative, so I didn't tell you. Well, that's the way things are going. Things we're running into just a kleptocracy where, you know, they're saying our budget, well, like one year it's 1.5 trillion and the whole, because he spent it on all the people. He didn't spend it on people. He spent it on banks. That's where the trillions have been going. It went from 7 trillion to 14 trillion. It went to the banks. It didn't go to you or me or anybody else. It went to the banks. That's where it went to. And the banks put it in the stock market, which made the price of oil go up. And everybody's just sitting around like, you know, sucking their thumb. We need to stop this crap. That's what we need to do.